So in today's video, we're going to be teaching you guys how to trade on Eafc with just 50k. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, or free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is talking you guys through how you can trade with 50k over on Eafc. So this is one of my best, or one of my favourite trading methods to do in the whole of FIFA for literally the last 5 FIFAs, because it's ye old trusty. It works every year and it is generally one of the most efficient methods. It's very risk free, you don't have to worry about market crashes with it. It is a great method. And it is shadow trading. Now what we're going to be doing in today's video is going to be trading with cards with shadow, because shadows are about 3-4k, and therefore to a lot of players in the game they'll add anywhere from about 1 to 3k value, meaning there is decent profit to be made if you can win them for less than, obviously, you know, the added value of a shadow. So let's go and show you guys how we're going to get some deals. So we're going to start off by going gold rare. We're going to head over to shadow. We're then going to go and put the maximum buy now to about 5.5k. We're then going to go and put the highest buy now maximum bid, possible, without there being more than one card over the hour. So for example, if I start off, we're going to go gold rare shadow, obviously buy now, this never changes. The maximum bid, we're going to start at 700. And if there's no cards over the hour, what we're going to do is we're going to increase that from 700 to 750. Although what's going to happen every time is it's going to take away the shadow chem style, which is great fun. So we're going to go 750, we're going to scroll to the end, and again, as long as there is no more than one card, it will work. It's going to keep on increasing this, we're going to go up to 800, and we're going to do this. We're going to keep on repeating this process. Now the reason we want the number to be as high as possible is the higher the number on the maximum bid, the wider we're casting our net. So if you see, for example, Luke Shaw has a minimum bid of 850, obviously if the maximum bid we said was only 700 coins, well then we wouldn't be able to get this Luke Shaw because his minimum bid is 850. So again, if our maximum bid was not higher than 850, well then he wouldn't be able to appear. So again, we want this number to be as high as possible without there being more than one card over the hour. So at 900, it's all good. Now the reason there can't be any cards over the hour is because we're going to be using a mechanical compare price back out. The mechanical compare price back out basically refreshes the market as long as there is no more than one card over the hour. Which is why we basically want the highest number possible without there being more than one card over the hour, because we cast our net as wide as possible but still able to use the mechanic. So even at 1k whilst recording this video, obviously, it's still working. It's a decent 1.1, perfect. So we want this number again to be as high as possible. We're not going to compromise by lowering our buy now. All we want to do is have this number as high as possible. So there you go, 1.2k, there's too many cards over the hour. So 1.2k, that just won't work. So the highest buy now we can have, or maximum bid, we can have is 1.1. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and search this in. We're going to go and scroll to the 59th minute. And now what we can do is we can press compare price back out, and hopefully brand new cards will appear. So there we go. So now a Balday's popped up. So out of nowhere, previously wasn't a Balday on the market. Now there's a Balday. If we keep on pressing compare price back out, hopefully another card will pop up whilst I'm still speaking. No, that card has now disappeared. Perfect. But you see how that Kim Min Jae appeared out of nowhere. Now the reason this works is because there are no cards over the hour. If there was a card over the hour, it would not refresh the filter and show me brand new cards appearing. So why do we benefit from seeing when brand new cards are listed? Well, we benefit from seeing when brand new cards are listed because if it's a good deal, we're the first person to see it. So if we're the first person to see it and it's a good deal, we've got a much higher chance of winning it, rather than, let's say, we had a different method where we only saw these cards after, let's say, a minute or 2 minutes of them being up. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to keep on pressing compare price back out, and it will refresh the market. Now, what are we looking to buy? Now, we are looking to buy any left back, right back, CDM or centre mid. Left wing back and right wing back are also useful. Now we're not really looking at buying centre backs with this because the amount of centre backs that have shadow applied on them is oversaturated. We'll also take the odd wide player. For example, Llorente is good because basically he's a centre mid. It's just his default position's a right mid. The same for Cuadrado. And then there's a few cams that work. For example, Marjorie of Olympique Lyon, the woman card, and the likes of, I think there's a cam from Roma that can work. So what are we looking to buy? Well, we are looking to buy any gold card, who again is in those positions, for only 300 coins more with a shadow than they are without a shadow. So for example, let's go and have a look at Llorente. So Llorente without a shadow is 3k. which means if I'm willing to pay 300 coins more, I am willing to pay 3.3k for Llorente with a shadow, which means that that card right there is a good deal. So, perfect. We've won our first deal. So, Llorente. Now, once you've won the card, the second part of this is listing the card. So, what we're going to do when selling cards. Now, if you need to sell them instantly, and again, if you're on 50k, you should generally be able to get about 20-30 deals at a time, so maybe you won't be in so much of a hurry to sell a card instantly. But if you need to sell it instantly, I'd go and sell it for like the third or fourth cheapest on the market. For this case, it's going to be 3.7. That's not that bad, buying the card for 3k, selling it for 3.7. But ideally, what you're going to do is sell the card on lazy buyers. You hear the phrase lazy buyers thrown around left, right and centre in the trading community, and that basically means list up cards more than what they're selling for because people can't be arsed searching the cheapest on the market, and they'll just go and buy the card. Which basically means it takes longer to sell on, but you can get more coins for the card. So what we're going to do is we're going to go rare gold shadow, and what we want to do is see what the highest price possible for a Llorente with a shadow without there being any cards over the hour. In this scenario, it's going to be 3.8k because there's cards over there at 3.9k. Which means for me, the lazy buying sale price on that Llorente is going to be 3.8k. So, not too bad of a start right there. Again, got him there at 3k, going to go and list him up for 3.8k. Now, personally, I don't... And now you just go back to the method you were doing previously, which is gold rare. We're going to go and put a shadow in. We're going to go and put our maximum buy now to 5.5k. And then again, whatever the highest maximum bid was, presumably it's still 1.1k. Yes, it is. And then we're just going to wait till we find our next card. So let's go find Alba. Alba does actually sell on pretty well. Alba is 1.2k, so I'm not going to buy him above 1.5k. Teeny Tiny Martinez. What is he going for? Lissandro is going for 3k. So again, we'll go and buy him up there to 3.3. Although he's a centre-back, so we're not going to buy him. Now, eventually, when you do this method for long enough, you might buy the odd centre-back. And there are actually a few centre-backs that do work on pretty well. Because I do this method a fair bit. It's just, at the beginning, I'd stay away from centre-backs. And the reason I'd stay away from centre-backs is because there's more centre-backs who don't have a difference with a shadow than there are that do have a difference, I guess. Some of the centre-backs that work pretty well are Upamecano, Skriniar works pretty well, Hermoso works, Tomori works. But as I say, you know, bear in mind there's so many centre-backs and those are the only ones that I personally find working that well. I'd play it safe and stay away from centre-backs. But yeah, stuff like Camavinga's all good to trade with. Stuff like Alba's all good to trade with. Now, we're not going to go buy players like Sterling because wingers with shadow is just not a designed combination. You know, why am I going to want my attacking players to have shadow? And as a result, we're going to struggle to sell them. Balde, if I'm not wrong, I do believe it is a buy. Balde, without a shadow, 1.1k therefore, with a shadow for 1.2k, perfect. And again, we'll show you another example of what he sells for. And this is literally just as easy as this method is. You put a sniping field for him, you pay 300 coins more for players with a shadow than they are without a shadow, and then you either sell for the cheapest on the market if you need coins fast, which I'd say if you're closer to the 50k mark, yes, you'd want to do. If not, you can just sell for the highest price without there being a card over the hour. In this case with Balde, it's going to be 2k. So we've just won a Balde right there for 1.2 and flipped him for 2k. And you literally just keep on doing this method over and over again. That is generally as simple as it gets. Now, one way how I personally speed this up, and this is on the trading guide, is I write down what every single player sells for. They may wonder, why am I doing that? Aren't I wasting time? It just means when I get a deal, I don't actually have to go and search what the player goes for. For example, let's say I go and get 4, 5, 6 deals. Rather than having to then individually search all the players, if I've written down what I've sold them in the past, again, let's say I've bought myself a deal on Dunn, I've got myself a deal on Zambo and Guisa, I've got myself a deal on DePaul. I can go, okay, DePaul I sold yesterday at 4.4k, Dunn I sold today at 4.5k, Zambo and Guisa I sold today at 3.5k. So what you can see via this is that it's basically like you make your own foot bin, but with a shadow. And it's just a really good way of saving time. So that is something else I do. As I say, this is a method I do very, very heavily. You'll always see that my champs list will always be filled up with players with shadow, just because this method is very nice to do. Now, you will do this method between about 50 to 300k, because once you hit 300k, you are going to move on to the next video in the sequel of special shadow trading, which again is very, very similar to this to the shadow trading concept. So it's good to get familiar with shadow trading, because you are literally going to just transverse these skills into the one up from shadow trading, which is special shadow trading. But that is that. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.